I believe that most human beings are only living at about 40% of their capability. Mediocrity is everywhere right now. And we're all trying to find an easy way out. And we're judging ourselves. Let's say there's 10 people in this room and we're all mediocre. But I'm the best of the mediocre people. I now think I'm great. I'm great. We surround ourselves around people that make us feel great. They tell us what we want to hear. The second we put ourselves amongst the uncommon people, we don't like that feeling. That challenging feeling of that person who's waking up at 3:30 in the morning and say, hey, put your shit on, we're going for a run. We don't want that person who's constantly challenging our weaknesses. We want that person who's constantly making us feel nice and good and secure. That's the mediocrity of life. I believe that most human beings are only living at about 40% of their capability. A lot of people can live with themselves, look in the mirror and say, I'm okay with being afraid. I'm okay with going on this easy highway over here. The easy highway has all these directions how to get somewhere. You have to first be uncomfortable with how you feel about yourself. So you first have to face the real you. You have to create someone else. You have to find strength. You face yourself. You realize you want to be better. You realize you don't want to be this weak, insecure person in the world who has all these problems that we all have. We all have. I had to use all this negative shit that was making me weak and horrible as a person. I had to use this as the power that now fueled me. I had to flip it on its head and say, hold up, this might be exactly what I need. The darkness is exactly what I need. It's how you look at your situation. At all times of your life, the mind has a tactical advantage over you. Why is that? It knows what you're afraid of. It knows your insecurities. It knows your deep, dark lies. And it starts to push you away from that shit. It pushes you in a direction that is comfortable. The mind controls everything. When I was facing my insecurities, I was facing my fears, the mind gets you, separates you from this feeling. We want the happy feeling. We don't want that feeling of this sucks. Why am I here? So you can't answer those questions, so you leave. I started realizing that in that moment, if you can answer those questions, you are now in charge of your brain versus your brain ruling you. And once you start giving yourself more and more hope, you start finding more in yourself. Get to the spot where your mind is saying stop. Wherever that is, you gotta control yourself in that moment. Slowly break down that problem. Don't think about all the problems you have, just one at a time. And before you know it, you fix all these problems, but you cannot focus on all of them. Just on the one thing at a time. The second you think that you've overcome it and you climbed Everest, you're on that last hold, and life will say, not today, motherfucker. And it'll push you down. Face it. You face it every day. You face it every single day of your life. It's patience. A lot of folks never even start the journey, man. They never start the journey because they live in this fake life. We want to be the best amongst the average people. People wonder, how do you stay hungry all the time? Because once you reach the top of the mountain, you got to build up another one. There's a lot of people who have a nice resume, but they're one-timers, man. They're good. What are you doing today, tomorrow, the next day? You gain knowledge through suffering. And on the other end of suffering is a world that very few have ever seen. It's a beautiful world, because that's where you find yourself. Social media is a great platform to tell you who we want to be.